The Season 1 finale of Batman Caped Crusader stands out as the climax of the story, with plenty of twists and turns. Batman reaches his breaking point, even pulling a gun on a corrupt Gotham cop. But what makes this episode so epic that it defines what it means to be Batman? That's what we'll discuss here, so stick around till the end of the video to catch all the secrets and details about this episode. Welcome to Comic Chronicles. Batman Caped Crusader was one of the big animated series released in 2024, and it definitely ranks among the best of the year for its excellence in storytelling. While the animation quality may not reach the levels of Creature Commandos or even X-Men 97, Caped Crusader delivers a detective-like Batman in a 1940s Gotham noir, featuring complex scripts and stellar character development. This video is for all you Batman fans who love reminiscing about every iconic moment and want to catch all the details, so hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep growing this awesome superhero community and dive into some great stories. This is the perfect place for you to stay updated and know way more than those who aren't subscribed. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Now let's jump into our analysis of this episode. The episode kicks off right where the last one left off, which you can check out in the video that's popping up on your screen. Barbara visits Harvey Dent in his prison cell to represent him as his lawyer, and this leads to his two personalities entering denial in different ways, one insisting he'd never ask for help from Ms. Perfect, while the other believes he doesn't deserve her help. So, she decides to play Harvey's game, flipping a coin to see if she'll be his lawyer. As you can guess, Barbara has his two-faced coin, and she ends up becoming Dent's attorney. She advises him not to speak to anyone while he's transferred for a psychological evaluation. At Thorne's mansion, the mobster is on the phone with one of his goons, digging up info on Dent and making it clear that the former DA knows too much to stay alive. In the psychiatric facility, Barbara visits Harvey to check on him. He's set for a psychological evaluation, and the next day he'll have his hearing, where Barbara hopes to get him transferred to a private hospital to help him actually improve. But Harvey doubts that's possible after what he's done, thinking he'll get a life sentence. Barbara reminds him that his years as a DA could work in his favor if he provides info and names of corrupt Gotham cops. This pushes Harvey over the edge, and his aggressive personality takes over, going on the defensive. Later, while Barbara studies Harvey's case, Batman shows up to see how she's doing. She mentions it's tough handling Harvey's outbursts, so Batman suggests she appeal to the side of Harvey that wants to uphold justice in order to strike a deal. Bruce Wayne pays Harvey a visit to apologize for dragging him out of his apartment and taking him to a restaurant when he knew he wasn't ready for it. He tries to motivate him to go for the deal and not give up, since he was pushed to his limit when they burned his face with acid, making him a victim too. After that, while Harvey is being transferred for his hearing, a gas bomb is detonated to distract the cops, enabling his kidnappers to snatch him away in a car while he's unconscious from the gas. When Harvey wakes up, he finds that his two kidnappers are detectives Bullock and Flass. Dent asks if they kidnapped him to help him escape his trial, but they reply that they're actually taking him to the eternal sleep. To try to escape, Harvey starts pitting them against each other until Flass gets angry and attempts to hit Dent. He dodges and accidentally knocks Bullock, causing them to crash the car. Earlier, during the kidnapping, Barbara manages to shield herself from the gas bomb. Seeing that Harvey has been taken, she follows Flass and Bullock's car. When the car flips, Barbara helps Harvey out, but to prevent him from escaping to go after Thorne, she cuffs him to her. The two flee the scene and reach out to Commissioner Gordon and Batman to explain what's happening and devise a plan, agreeing to meet at the docks. As soon as Flass and Bullock regain consciousness and exit the car, they call Thorne's goons to track down Barbara and Dent. At the docks, Barbara and Dent meet up with Batman, Gordon, and Montoya to discuss how to protect Dent so he can testify against Thorne and the corrupt officials he knows. Meanwhile, Thorne's goons show up and start attacking. The fog at the docks provides cover for the heroes to hide and retaliate, taking down Thorne's henchmen one by one. But at one point, Harvey gets shot. Even though he insists Barbara leave and run to protect herself, she refuses and drags him towards the car so they can escape together. Bullock finds them and aims to shoot Dent, but just before he can pull the trigger, Gordon points a gun at Bullock. Later, Flass also finds them and readies his weapon. When Dent realizes Flass's shot is about to hit Barbara, he throws himself in front of her, getting hit in the back and collapsing on top of her. Flass then approaches to shoot her, but Batman disarms him and points the gun at Flass, who is visibly shaken. Upon hearing Flash try to justify that his shot was warranted because he's a cop, Batman loses his cool, empties the gun into the ground near Flash, punches him, and tosses the gun into the sea. Wow, guys, Batman was really close to crossing his moral line there, but he still held strong. It's a clear moment showcasing how difficult it is for Batman to stick to his rules. Even though he has a strong moral stance against killing, there are times that almost push him over. Harvey Dent doesn't survive the gunshot. Gordon calls for backup and warns Batman it's best if he isn't around when reinforcements arrive, so the commissioner won't have to arrest him. Batman then takes off. In the Batcave, Bruce mourns the death of his friend Harvey and talks to Alfred about his worries of crossing the line too. But Alfred points out that the two are very different. Bruce then vows that even though the odds seem stacked against him, he'll keep fighting for Gotham. Before leaving the Batcave, Batman thanks Alfred, now calling him by his name instead of Pennyworth, marking a significant point in Batman's character development. Meanwhile, at Thorne's mansion, the mobster congratulates Flash over the phone for the shot on Harvey, but he's soon startled by a batarang that flies through his window and grazes his ear. When he looks out the window in shock, he finds Batman watching him from a distance. At the end of the episode, we see a creepy little house filled with lifeless bodies smiling eerily, accompanied by uncontrollable laughter in the background. The animation pans through the bodies until we see the source of the laughter die from laughing too hard, suggesting a similar fate for the others in the house. We then see the Joker holding a syringe, approving what seems to be a toxin he created, reminiscent of a laughing gas. And that's the cliffhanger that wraps up the first season of Batman Caped Crusader. We really had a run of solid episodes. While a few may not be as strong as the others, this animation deserves kudos. There hasn't been a truly bad episode. Episode 10 is fantastic. The death of Two-Face is genuinely a surprising plot twist, and it's hard not to get attached to Harvey Dent in this final episode. He genuinely starts the season wanting to do good, but at the same time, he's rather selfish with his political aspirations. However, just when you think that after becoming Two-Face he'll fully descend into crime, he actually faces greater internal conflicts between seeking revenge on Thorne and doing the right thing. In the end, he loses his life trying to protect someone who was trying to protect him. What a well-crafted character arc. It's a bummer that future seasons won't feature Two-Face, but considering the storyline, it was a bold choice to end the first season that way. Moreover, all of this dilemma and discussion surrounding Harvey Dent creates a parallel with Batman himself, and the scene where Batman holds a gun and unloads it without taking the corrupt cop's life is incredibly powerful. Batman was pushed to his limit at that moment, witnessing his friend's murder and wanting revenge, yet he still doesn't cross that line. That's so quintessentially Batman. That's why that moment is so impactful. It's a remarkable scene where Batman loses his friend over a weapon, and it also serves as a turning point for Bruce at the end of the episode, where he realizes that even though the tides seem always against him, and despite many moments that nearly cause him to falter, he will continue fighting for Gotham. Calling Alfred by his name instead of Pennyworth signifies that Bruce cares about those around him. Even though he started the series all dark, violent, and seemingly uncaring, we see everything blossom throughout the season, and Bruce evolves as a character, showing his emotions. As for that final scene, there's just no escaping it. There can't be a Batman without the Joker. The villain will appear in Season 2, and it's hard not to be excited about that. The twist of the laughing gas being an injection is interesting in my opinion. Even though this series has a 1940s vibe, laughing gas already existed. But since the Joker is using a syringe, I think we might see some intriguing character development for him, where he might start off using injections on his victims, but over time, he could refine that into the laughing gas we're familiar with, or maybe he'll stick to the injection and have a unique twist that sets this Joker apart from what we typically see. I easily see this happening since all of the villains in Caped Crusader have turned out different from the main versions we know from comics or even from Batman the Animated Series. Lastly, the scene where Batman throws a batarang at Thorne is a clear nod to the legendary opening of Batman the Animated Series. It's almost like this moment with Batman and the lightning behind the buildings is a 2.0 version of that classic opening, which, let's be honest, is one of the best animated openings, if not the best. For those of you who are Batman fans like me, I've set up a list of items and collectibles that every Dark Knight fan would love to have and that you can snag for a good price. Click the link in the description of this video to check it out. Now it's your turn to share your thoughts in the comments below. Did you enjoy Batman Caped Crusader? What's your favorite episode? Do you think episode 10 is a standout episode? Bring your opinions, tap that sphere popping up on your screen, and subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notifications bell because I'll be dropping more videos about Batman, and we have a ton of upcoming Batman comic releases this week, so subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. Also, make sure to check out our Batman Caped Crusader playlist, where we've unpacked secrets, Easter eggs, and production details from each episode. Just click on the playlist on your screen. Thanks a lot, and see you in the next video.